Hey everyone, in this video we're going to learn how to play Welcome to New Las Vegas. Let's learn how to play Welcome to New Las Vegas. This tutorial exists thanks to Nick and Yancer. Welcome to New Las Vegas. After your recent success designing a suburb, you set your sights on something greater, New Las Vegas. Will you become the greatest architect of tomorrow? Welcome to New Las Vegas, a standalone sequel to Welcome to. The gameplay is more or less the same, but the scoring mechanics are far more complicated. For this reason, the game designer recommends playing the original Welcome to before trying out New Las Vegas. At the beginning of the game, all players must choose whether to borrow from the bank or not. The amount of money you get depends on how many players voted to borrow. No one wanted to borrow, no money. 1 to 50% voted to borrow 2 stacks. 50 to 100%, 4 stacks. Unfortunately, you won't know how they voted until the end of the game. You may have to scroll down for the next box. Your stacks of cash are shown here, over here, on your scorecard. Everyone starts with 1 stack, so it's circled already. You shouldn't think of this cash as a resource. It's more like a safety net. At the end of the game, if your accumulated debt outweighs your stacks of cash, you'll get slammed with a huge 20-point penalty. Let's play on the safe side. Click Borrow from the Bank at the top. Now the game will really start. Scroll back up to the top. In Welcome to New Las Vegas, all players will play simultaneously. Each turn, you will choose one of the numbered casino cards and open a casino in your city with that number. Number cards range from 1 to 15. After opening a casino, you can trigger whatever effect was paired with your number card. At the end of the game, whoever has the most victory points is the winner. Let's first jump into the first move, then I'll explain what happened. Select this pair of cards, open the casino here, then click here along the city streets, okay? Okay. Okay. Congratulations, you opened your first casino. This is the casino. The number we use is very important. Just like in the original Welcome to, building numbers must be higher than the numbers to their left and lower than numbers to their right. In other words, numbers should ascend from left to right. Now, you might be thinking, why did we use 4 here? There are 3 numbers lower than 4, but only 1 hotel to the left. Well, numbers have to ascend from left to right, but they do not need to be consecutive. Sorry, my dog's freaking out. Hope you didn't hear it. You can skip whatever numbers you wish. Hold on, let me read that again. Well, numbers have to ascend from left to right, but they do not need to be consecutive. You can skip whatever numbers you wish. Also, numbers at the extreme ranges are far more rare than numbers in the middle. There are also important scoring reasons. In this scoring box, you'll get points equal to the number of consecutive even or odd numbers in each street for the row. You'll also get a bonus if you have the longest string of consecutive even or odd numbers in that street or row among your competitors. The value of that bonus can vary. When looking at various categories of the scorecard, only the number on the top of a column will be counted. If it is crossed out, the next number under that will be counted instead. At first, your bonus for having the longest string is 4 points per street, but that can be boosted to 6, 8, or even 10. By putting a 4 here, we're setting up an even number street. We have room for 2 casinos on the left. Oh, for a 2 casino on the left. You're probably wondering what's going on with this casino. As the crane suggests, it's still under construction. If we never end up constructing it, then it will not configure into consecutive even or odd street number patterns. Thus, we can place a 6 here and an 8 here, and still have an uninterrupted string of even numbers. More on this later. Next, I'll explain the limo card that came with our 4. So there was a limo card. The limo represents a VIP whom you have the privilege of taking on a tour through your city. He just landed at the airport. His limo is the diagonal one here. So right here. And this is the airport. Each time you take a limo card, you can extend his tour by 2 city blocks. You'll score points or cash at the end of the game for each red carpeted casino he passes by, of which there are 3 kinds: VIP, luxury, and mafia. So this is the VIP. You can barely see it. Then there's a luxury with the fountain, and then there's mafia with the cash. Scroll down for the next box. The scoring box here shows the VIP casino the limo passes will grant 3, 5, or 7 points. Passing luxury or fountain casinos will grant 3, 4, 5 points, and passing a mafia, or the one with the cash, casino will grant you, you guessed it, a stack of cash. However, these rewards only apply if the casinos are open, which means they need a number on them. The VIP has a flight to catch, though. If you don't get him back to the airport, the exact space where he started from, by the end of the game, you'll incur huge penalties. 2 points for every 2 blocks, or -6, -3, -1 points if boosted. Okay. Finally, some more details about the limo's path. The path advances 2 blocks at a time. It must form a continuous line. It cannot backtrack, but it can cross over itself. Once it returns to the airport, it cannot leave again. A good path might look something like this. See, it's closed, and it goes back to the airport. Right here. Next turn. Let's pick this pair, 3 in the crane. Open the casino here. Then click under construction of the casino here. Okay, crossed out the crane. Great, we crossed out the crane here, showing that it has been constructed. However, we had to take out a loan to finance this construction. We circled the dollars floating in the wind, representing debt. So this is debt. This debt will be canceled out when the casino opens. Remember, that means we have to put a number on it. So when there's a number on a casino, that means the casino is open. Now you're probably asking, so why should I bother with cranes? They incur debt and don't give points. They do give points, but indirectly and in 2 ways. First, there are hotels. If a player opens every casino in a column, including any that are under construction, they will immediately circle the hotel under the column. So these are hotels. So if we fill all the casinos in a column, we circle the hotel. Some hotels only require 2 or 3 open casinos. So this is 2 and this is 3. Okay. If you're the first to open a hotel in a column, you'll circle the whole hotel. This is called a large hotel, so the top and the bottom. If you're not the first, you'll just circle the bottom, the lower part. This is called a small hotel, which isn't worth as many points. So big hotel, small hotel. The second way cranes give points is through projects. So let's scroll up. So these are projects. These are public objectives that everyone should shoot for. Each has 2 victory point values. Whoever is the first to complete a certain project will score its higher value. Others can still score the lower value. If multiple players are first to complete a project, they will all get the higher value. Many of these projects require you to use cranes. Indeed, we have 2 of them in this game. So right here. These projects are also one way in which the game can end. If any player completes all 3 projects, the game will immediately end and scores will be counted up. Next, I'll explain shows. They're a critical part of any Las Vegas knockoff. Not all casinos can host shows. The ones that can are very clearly marked. There's a star. If you can open a viable casino with a card pair that includes a show card, you'll open the show along with the casino. Scroll down for the next box. So these casinos can have shows with the stars. When you open a show, you'll get to cross out the top square in one of these 2 columns. Remember, in this game, you'll score points for the top number in every column on the score sheet that hasn't been crossed out. Let's do it. So let's select this one and open this casino. Scroll down and click this box. Okay, we're going to do this one. Okay, there we go. Next, you're probably wondering why one of the show columns offers so many more points than the other. Well, when we crossed off the top square of the left column, we also circled 2 fluttering dollars right here. Remember, fluttering dollars means debt. When you open enough shows to reach the dollars, you will cancel out the circled debt. But can you open enough shows to reach those spaces? It's risky to embark down the left column, thus more points. By the way, did you notice that we circled this par 4 when we opened the last casino right here? These are golf courses. So if you look here, we put the 5 in the show and we also circled par 4. These are golf courses and they can only be found attached to the top row of casinos. The first casino you open in the top row comes with a golf course circled, whatever it is, wherever it is. If we want to circle more golf courses, though, we have to open casinos adjacent to pre-existing casinos. So we can't skip. If the next casino we open in the top row is this one over here, because there's a gap, for instance, then all the uncircled golf courses on that side of the first casino will be lost to us. So then we can't build here if we skip. For info on golf course point values, consult the scorecard below. So there's a scorecard right here. Next turn. I mentioned before that numbers get rarer as they approach the extremes of the range. Let's grab this 1 while we have the chance. So there's a 1. So more numbers are in the middle. So we're going to open a casino here and extend the limo as shown. There we go. 1, limo. Okay, great. Our limo has passed by this open casino with a fountain in front. That will be worth 3, 4, 5, 7 points at the end. See right here. 3, 4, 5, 7 for the limo. It also passed by this casino. Which one? That one right here. But we won't receive the stack of cash in front unless we open it. Also, it looks like our odd street is off to a good start with a 1 and a 3. All right. If the variable victory points values were confusing to you, they won't be after this next turn. This is a calculator. In addition to giving you nightmares about high school calculus, it will allow you to score more points from the criterion of your choosing. Let's try it out. Select this and we'll open a casino here. 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. Scroll down and cross out this box. Let's see. Which box? Okay, select 10, 10. And we are going to build it. Hold on. 8, 10, 10. And they want us to scratch out, which one? This one? Which box? Hold on, I don't see it. Select this. 6, 6, 8, 10. Cross out this box. Which box? Oh, that box. Now I see it. Okay, it's hard to see. So this one is for the limo. Great. Now each VIP casino the limo passes will earn us 5 points instead of 3. By the way, we chose to open the 10 casino here because it's in line with our even number pattern. It leaves us a room for a 6 here, which we have to fill now that the casino is constructed, and an 8 here. Next turn, select this pair and open a casino here. How convenient. Okay, now we're going to cross out another show. Perfect. Good. Now that the constructed casino has been opened, the debt that we incurred from the construction has been canceled out. So it's scribbled it. I know these mechanics are pretty heavy, but I think you're getting the hang of it. Next, we'll learn about the inauguration track. So that's this. Everyone started the game with 3 X's in their track. Once per turn, we can use 2 X's to use one of the 3 different bonus abilities: easy opening, free action, and extended casino. Easy opening lets us alter whatever number card we're using by 1 or 2. So +1 or +2 or minus. For example, if we chose a 7 crane card pair, We could use this ability instead to open a 5 or 6 or an 8 or 9, because 7 minus 1 and 2 and 7 plus 1 and 2. This ability can even be used to open a 0, 16, or 17 casinos, numbers that do not appear on the cards. Free action. This lets us apply any of the 5 effects instead of the one on the card pair. For example, if we chose a 7 crane card pair, we could use this ability to open a 7 casino with a show. So instead of a crane, we can open a show instead. So it just replaces this card with whatever we want. Extended casino. We can open a second casino this turn. The second casino must be placed directly adjacent to an already open casino. It will have the same number as its neighbor. The new casino will still count as a consecutive even or odd casino. This ability is very powerful, so it incurs debt. Let's try using the extended casino bonus. So select this pair, the 9, open the casino here on the blue, scroll down and select extended casino, green. Open another casino where the 1 hand indicates because it's adjacent to an already open casino. Okay. Let's try that. Build a casino where the 2 is, but I can't. Okay, that was a little confusing. Nice job. Since we used a bonus ability, because we actually crossed out the crane. Now I get it. Since we used a bonus ability, we had to circle 2 X's here. And since it was the extended casino ability, we also circled the debt here. So we have debt. Don't be too liberal with these bonuses. They affect your scoring too. At the end of the game, whoever has the most unused X's will score 10 or 15 points. Second most will score 5 and 8, and third 2 or 0 points. Also, whoever has the least unused X's will incur another unit of debt. So if you don't use your X's, that's debt. Okay. Whoever has the most unused X's and the least. If you have the least, then you get debt. So that's not good. Also note that since we opened a casino in the top row adjacent to a previously placed casino, we got another golf course. So it circled it because we didn't skip. Okay, there's only one more effect to learn, inauguration. When you trigger this effect, you simply add 1 X to your inauguration track. So we add an X here. Let's try it. So we're going to select this and open this casino right here. Scroll down and click on this box so you see another X. Okay. We're almost done. By this point, it should be apparent that it would be smart to keep an eye on what your opponents are doing. If you need to take a peek, just click on this small blue square under their name. So here, so you can see what they're doing. Continue. Play will continue as you've seen for quite a while. Eventually, people's boards will become so crowded that they may find themselves unable to open any casinos on a turn. Whenever this happens, they simply add 2 X's to their inauguration track. If you can't have any moves, then you cross out 2 X's. Okay. They cannot choose to do this. If they are unable to open a casino, they must. So you have no option. Eventually, someone will trigger one of the endgame conditions. One player completes all 3 projects up here. One player opens every casino in their city, excluding unbuilt casinos. The unbuilt ones are the ones where you haven't crossed out the crane. One player maxes out their inauguration track. They have all their X's filled out by the hair. Okay. Before we end the tutorial, perhaps a review of the scoring mechanics is in order. Red points. So red, points for completing the 3 projects. The 3 projects at the top. Blue, points for having the most unused X's in your inauguration track. Green, points for open shows. So red, points for large hotels, and blue, points for small hotels. Remember, you need to open all the casinos in a column to open a hotel. So in a column, they all need to have numbers in order for you to open a hotel down here. Empty circles by the arrows. 1 point per consecutive even or odd casino in each row. Red, points for the longest string of consecutive, even or odds, and on a street among all opponents. So then this is 1 point per consecutive, even or odd. Okay, so here, red, points for 3 kinds of golf courses, so par 3, 4, 5. Blue, points for opened red carpet casinos that the limo has passed, so VIP and fountains. Green is a penalty for every 2 blocks between limo and the airport starting location if you didn't finish your limo loop. Finally, cash and debt are counted up. Cash includes 1 stack of starting cash, 0 to 4 extra stacks depending on how many people voted at the beginning of the game, 1 stack per open mafia casino that the limo passed by. So opened, don't forget. Open means you have to have a number on it. Debt includes, well, it's everywhere. Just look for circle fluttering dollars. Okay, that's these, the one without the band over it. If your debt exceeds your stacks of cash, you get a minus 20 point penalty. After all that's totaled up, whoever has the most points is the winner. If there's a tie, whoever has the most hotels wins. Thanks for playing through this tutorial for Welcome to New Las Vegas. If you have any questions or comments about the tutorial, feel free to send Nick and Yancer a message. A big thank you goes out to Just Infernal for bringing this game to BGA. Have fun. All right, this is fun. All right, thanks for watching.